Hello. Welcome to Danger Mom Mondays. Pow, pow, pow. I'm Andrew, your host, the Danger Mom. But hey, let's get started then. We've got a fresh stack of minis that we are going to be unpacking today for both Pathfinder and D&D. And I'm so excited to share these things with you. I couldn't fit one of them onto my desk at the moment. So I have a bucket here from the D&D movie to kind of represent one of the big guys coming in hot in a little bit. Some housekeeping first, though, before we get into these boxes. You can catch Danger Mom Mondays every Monday at 8 p.m. Central here on twitch.tv/ChasmQuest. If you want to join our Discord community, you can actually go right below the screen, and there is like an access point to our Discord, and you should be able to accept the invite from there. Let's see. Yeah, follow us on social medias at ChasmQuest on Instagram and Twitter. Our website, ChasmQuest.com. We've got a Patreon where we post bonus stuff. And if you want to catch the podcast, the website's the best place to go. YouTube.com/ChasmQuest for all video on demand from what we stream here, and some fun adventures coming there through our Project Major Image. Now that housekeeping's out of the way, let's tear open some boxes, shall we? All right, first up, we've got Pathfinder Battles. This is one of the newer sets that I'm going to be showing off. It came out a little after the book Impossible Lands. This is the heroes and villains. As you can see, we've got 8 PCs or NPCs that can be used, and these are pretty universal, which is why I got them. So we're going to check out the back here real quick, and you can just see some of the 3D art for a lot of the little doodads we've got. So the ones I wanted to show off were, I'm really excited for this guy, this little the simian type. You can see he's got a pretty dope flowing green cloak and what seems to be a bow staff. He's kind of giving a pose like, come at me, bro. We've also got this one as well. This one I was super excited about. Let's see if we can get that in focus. Yeah. Just a rock dude hanging out, made of rocks. He's got his sword blade out and a big old shield on his back. And let's see some of the other ones. Oh, this one I was particularly excited for when I got this one. And I tend to try to wait for sales. I'll follow miniaturemarket.com, and they will actually post when there's price drops on certain items. So if I see something that I really want but don't want to pay that initial highest price, you can actually put little alerts on, and they'll shoot you an email when the price has dropped during one of their sales. So this stuff I got during their most recent Pathfinder sale. All right, this one is the, I want to say Martial Guard, Shield Marshal. Now it's a Shield Marshal, but they don't have any shield, but they do have a dope rifle slung onto their back. And yeah, this just looks like either someone who's going to guide you through some dangerous territory. It looks like they're packing light, so maybe like a scout or something. And then they look like they can do some awesome ranged weaponry or like sniper type stuff. So just to get through the rest of these, let's see if we can get any type of focus. Yeah, you can see most of these are martial types, not a lot of spellcasters, except for our Gorin manipulator. Yeah, I'm digging these little these new PCs. Some of the stances in these are amazing. Like this monk looks like it's about to whoop me if it can focus. Yeah, it's not going to. But yeah. All right, so that was Pathfinder Battles, Impossible Lands. We'll kind of set these out because I just like looking at all of them. Let's move on to our booster pack. Okay, so this one was like on sale for $6-7. So I for sure was going to get it. I think the last time that they had some booster packs on sale, they sold out before I could even grab any. So I just kind of clicked on them, added them to my cart real quick, and was like, okay, we're going to check out. So booster packs are all random, and they come with usually 2 medium and 1 large. So we'll see what I got. Ooh, okay. I almost just tossed this aside, but there was a small mini inside. Ooh, I'm digging that. Okay, that right there is a hyena. There's some dope detailing. There's some spots on the side. The face, that classic hyena. Oh yeah, hyena. Yeah, this dude is looking awesome. I don't have a hyena mini, so I'm very happy with that. And it looks like we got 2 large ones. And ooh, that looks dope. Okay, so that I am fairly certain is a bird-like psychopomp. And so it's got really well detailed black wings and like a beak and a long tail and a humanoid skeleton. So I feel like I could use this for like Ari, the god of death in ChasmQuest, for sure. Oh man. And I guess, yeah, this is still, is this large or is this huge? Oh, I guess this is large. And this is considered medium. So I'm very happy with this medium grab. And here we go with roiling oil. Now this is great because I do not have any oozes or anything like that, anything water elemental or anything of the like. So I am really excited to find a purpose for this in either our CQ games or in our home games. I can very easily use this for, yeah, some kind of ooze, maybe even touch it up a bit, maybe add some dry brushing of some whites or like silvers, and could maybe play around with like the source of what this ooze is. Now these are all from Ruins of Lastwall. Now that could be a collection of settings and source books from Pathfinder, but I believe Lastwall is some kind of defense against the world wound, so a lot of demonic type stuff. So Yeah, we've got like the Whispering Tyrant, Paladin, and a Formian Queen. These are all like examples of things you could get. But yeah, I am excited about that because if we go into like a more desert setting in Pathfinder, or either our Pathfinder game or in ChasmQuest. Oh, I still got another little guy. Still got a little medium guy. I didn't even see. He's hiding out. Using hyenas, and I have... Let me grab them. I just have minis everywhere in my office / guest room / just D&D room. So yeah, this is the classic Jacquard mini that I've used for years and years. A Gnoll warrior, and just like classic Gnolls, can turn into a hyena. So we've got a good little pair going on here with a mini that I already owned. Up next, we've got from Nolzor's Marvelous Miniatures, the Jabberwock. And I will tell you in a minute why I got this one. But first, let's unbox, get inside. The Jabberwock is a Fey type dragon, or dragonoid. I'll have to see. It might be different in Pathfinder and D&D. As to what type of creature the Jabberwock is. So I think they're always listed as Fey, but I wonder if there's a subclass of dragon. But this came out because the Witchlight series or campaign featured the Fey realm and a Jabberwock. All right, so this one's in a few pieces. Just right off the bat, the base of this guy is really cool. The hands are more humanoid, which is really creepy. And then we've got these kind of like bulbous eyeballs. And the hind legs almost are like insectoid in the way that they go backwards. Yeah, that looks really creepy and really cool. And then in Pathfinder, the Jabberwocky has been a high level, like CR 20 or higher creature since like mid 2010s, I want to say, like for some time. So it's cool that D&D incorporated the Jabberwocky mythology into their games, and I'm happy they did so because I was able to get this dope miniature. And we can see the wings attached really easily. Again, that humanoid hand reaching out, I don't like it. I like it as the DM, but if I was the player, I would not like that, getting grabbed by that. And then worse still, their mouth is more like this. Instead of like a sharp-toothed maw, they have these like dorky, it's almost like buck teeth. So yeah, I am excited to intro this. Look, they even got like frickin' pecs. This dude, gross grabbers and frickin' pecs. The Jabberwock, a unique take on the dragon, a Fey chaos being, and may or may not be heavily featured in. Let me make some space here. Sorry, I knocked over our little psycho pump. In our home game, Pathfinder Kingmaker. So Not really spoilers. I feel like it's well known that the Kingmaker setting is connected to the Fey realm or the First World, and one of the most powerful creatures within that realm is the Jabberwocky. So that'll be fun for later on higher level adventures for my home group. Oh man, I don't even know. Am I even gonna have space? Oh no. This is too much. All right. As you can see, I have an adult black dragon on the table. This was one of those items that I was so stoked went on sale. I think it was like half off or something like that, or even more than half off. And I have quite the collection of both chromatic and a few. Do I only have chromatic? No, I have metallic dragons as well. And the art for the black dragon is like, has always seemed so menacing to me. And so finally getting my hands on this like gargantuan adult black dragon I'm very excited. I have yet to bust into it. So let's see if we can figure out. I think I crushed some of our previous Danger Mom folks to see this. Okay. So this is straight out the box. Everything is in one piece, which is always really nice with these gargantuan types. All right, so to you it just looks like it's covered in plastic, and that's because it is. But we are gonna break in. Oh gosh. All right. Oh god. All right, right away I am very happy with the paint job. And let's get the rest of this plastic out of the way. Oh, wow. Okay, a lot of wings on this table right now. Okay, so in terms of stance, this is probably the best that they could do with the black dragon, because black dragons are usually in like D&D lore found in swamps, kind of staying low, that kind of thing. So I don't think they wanted it to seem as tall and as large and menacing as like the red dragon, which is actually a, CR rating more powerful type. So we'll just compare the two next to each other. Yeah, so as you can see, the stance for the red dragon, much taller, head's higher. It's fully off the ground with just its tail kind of hanging out. But the wingspan, I think, is what makes this black dragon seem so huge and devastating. Oh, wow. Okay. I will say I am happy with the shading of a lot of what we're seeing on this guy or gal. I haven't checked underneath. But I will say I do kind of wish that the black was more of like an absorbing black behind. So I wonder if I could even add a wash at least to the main body. And I don't know if it's like sacrilegious within the D&D miniature and D&D painting world, but sometimes I touch up the pre-painted minis. And it's not like an ego thing, like I could have done this better. Like I don't think I could have painted this how it is. And obviously what they're doing here is adding green and a murky, almost like sandy beige yellow. And they're trying to make it look like this adult black dragon has been living in swamps and wetlands for, decades and decades. Dare I say, centuries. So yeah, I went the opposite with this guy that I'm about to show. It was actually too dark, and I wanted it to look more metallic. But this is the Green Dragon. I almost called it Draco Fiend, which is what I call it in ChasmQuest, but it is listed as and sold as the Green Dragon Draco Lich. And the base color was more of a bluish gray anyway, so I went with touching it up with silver, and you can see I added the silver inside the eye. Now, touching up a Draco Lich is a lot less risky because it's already so messy. It's messy by design. Like, you've got ribs hanging out, you've got gore everywhere, and you've got its decayed scales barely hanging on the back. The neck area being the main place that those scales have remained. Man, that looks menacing up close. So yeah, this isn't a guy I'd want to run into, but I just wanted to show how touching it up doesn't necessarily change things dramatically and doesn't have to. It's not like you have to leave your maker's mark on anything, but it can just help make the pre-painted minis that you indulge in and spend a little bit more for, these kind of big bad finale type creatures, and you can make it more specific to your game at home. And maybe you've been waiting for someone to give you that permission. It's kind of like when we make buttons at the library and we use old comic books and old manga, and the teens at the library get to cut out images that they like and make a button of it that they can take home. And they're always like, I feel like this is wrong. And I'm like, I'm glad you feel that way, that you shouldn't be destroying library material, but that's what it's here for. And sometimes you got to feel the same way about your D&D materials. Like, if you can do something with it to make it feel more your own, then go for it, in my opinion. Because if we're just looking at the face of this guy, that it almost looks undead in nature or necrotic in nature, which will be a little bit of a hurdle for me for ChasmQuest, because in my lore, dragons aren't binary, I guess. In many ways, like they're not split into chromatic and metallic like in D&D lore and Pathfinder lore. They are more born neutral and made by creators or made by deities. There might be some more ancient draconic beings that have more mysterious beginnings, but for the most part, the dragon themselves can choose the path based on who they ally themselves with, etc. So while I am very excited to finally have a black dragon mini that is comparable in size to my red dragon, I also have the adult silver dragon, which I got pre-painted and just painted silver as a base layer for now, for another video project that we'll be doing soon. And yeah, I'm just glad I have this collection of them comparable in size, but you can tell like the silver dragon, although it looks menacing, it doesn't necessarily look evil, which is a great neutral place to be. Same with the red dragon that I showed earlier. Obviously the Draco Lich, you're like, that dude's evil, he's undead, he's decayed. Maybe there could be some kind of redemption arc or something, but yeah, the natural make of this dragon face and skull doesn't necessarily scream evil right away. It is in a menacing pose, like it's coming at you and it's got its grabby claws up here. Not as creepy as our gross grabbers from the Jabberwock earlier. I actually really liked the tail length on this one. Like, not a lot of the dragons are long. They tend to coil them up serpentine style, like the black dragon is. So yeah, I am so happy that they're doing this line of highly detailed dragons that can be these like I said, finale type creatures, these big bads at the end of arcs. So yeah, I would highly recommend, if you're looking to get bigatures, like I like to call them, these bigger ones, kind of going on Miniature Market and also Game Nerds, and Nerds with a Z at the end, because they'll have sales on a lot of these ones that were printed a year or two ago, and they're not so hot and fresh and new, and they probably just have like a back storage of them. Plus the Black Dragon I feel like isn't as popular. One thing, just looking it over, the fin on this guy is much bigger than both the silver and black dragons that I have. And I'm just checking out around the room. I have some other dragons. This is the largest fin, and that might be because they mainly stay in water or like to soak up in the bog areas. Again, I don't know if I'm going to go with the whole swamplands, wetlands for ChasmQuest Black Dragons, but I can see why they would design the fins then that way. Of course, the fins don't go all the way down the back. We just have a pretty normal draconic or almost dinosaur style reptilian back here to where the tail coils. But this has got to be one of the coolest tail designs. It almost looks like another talon of its, and you can see some of the spiked scales leading up to that larger hook. Like that looks worse than its claws. That is, let's compare it to one of our minis from earlier. The claw on the end of this dragon tail is as big as a medium-sized humanoid. You could be filleted and served and julienne whatever, and you could be served up on a plate within 3 rounds with that tail. Okay, I'm very excited to use that. All right, it's big in a different way. Oh my god. Here we have a frost giant on mammoth, and when we unbox it, you'll see what exactly that means. So let's get to tearing apart some cardboard. Oh man, the best tactic. Oh, opens at the top. All right, Icons of the Realm, Snowbound, Frost Giant on Mammoth. So Icons of the Realm are more their like premium type minis and bigatures. I have to literally put it on the floor just to pull this thing out. All right, I'm going to show it off in its packaging one more time. Again, very impressed with how many of my minis make it to me in one piece or in the amount of pieces that it was designed to be in, is how friggin' dope these minis are. Okay, let's talk about this. I love a good like mammoth. I love a good elephant or elephant if you're doing some Tolkien stuff. But I gotta say, like, in terms of minis, there hasn't been anything that I'm like, okay, this is something that could terrify my group of adventurers. So I've done before like stone giants and mammoths before, but instead of like riding the mammoths, they were more like these, they would fight side by side, right? And I got that from the Rise of the Rune Lords was the first campaign I ever ran, and through Pathfinder first edition, and they had this whole series of infiltrating a stone giant, like a lair, or a village or whatever. And most of the battles involved these mammoths walking around. So this was like 2014, so almost 10 years ago. And I've had like pawns, around this size, so comparable, huge, gargantuan type pawns. This guy, okay, I'm just going to unbox it, and I'm going to do a little comparison to some of the ones that we have been unboxing already. Okay, this looks kind of creepy. This looks like this is the mount half of the Mammoth Rider. So that looks really creepy just on its own. So we'll figure that out in a minute. Oh, that was nice. That was not even stuck in there. Okay. Can we just first acknowledge the sheer diameter of what's happening here? I can't even put him on his side because he's like, the base is so big it would not make sense. Okay. Yeah, let's just for a moment revel in this, the beauty of this mammoth. It is heavy. This is maybe the most dense mini I've owned, that I now own. Really cool texturing on the trunk here. I love the war ready still only counts as one. I don't know, this guy. Okay, yeah, still counts as one, but that is if you can take this dude down. I have to be careful about what I say because one of my ChasmQuest players is in the chat, so I don't want to give away anything too much, but if you've listened to any ChasmQuest, you can tell winter is coming, and yeah, this may or may not be something that our PCs face in future seasons. So this is supposed to detach the saddle off the back. It's not coming off easy, I will say. Will it come off at all? Oh, there we go. All right, so that's the saddle part. It's pretty cool. I like the purple. That's like a nice addition. Like, just because they are these northern nomads doesn't mean you can't have a little fashion. Oh gosh. That looks awful. Just the legs. Okay, but before we mount up our frost giants, I did want to take a minute just to look at the size of this guy and this lass, actually. Some dope details here. First of all, they've got, oh my god, I didn't even notice this, but they've got in their catch bag like a full-on saber-toothed tiger wrapped up. Like, that's what that is. That's awesome. First of all, my favorite thing might be the Loki style helm. And then the other thing that I really like is the skin tone. This, rather than like the pale blue or the icy blue that you see most frost giants, this is a more dense, almost, I don't want to say teal, but it is a deep, rich blue. And I like that. It's almost like a mixture of frost environment with like frost bite, like the way your skin goes that like necro black when it's frostbitten. It seems like it's almost like tending down that road. And then of course we've got some, I want to say saber-tooth skulls as the pauldrons on this armor, this like hide fur armor. But that hunter, it seems by trade, that's disturbing. She just came right in half. Okay. And now let's get her on the mammoth. Okay. Yep. Imagine this riding toward you in the cold tundra. Not this. You don't want to see just a pair of legs coming at you. Get that out of the way. Yeah. So yeah, this was, I'm most happy. I am most satisfied with this purchase. I will say its starting price is very expensive, but again, it was on one of their like spring clearance sales on miniature markets, and I couldn't click add to cart quick enough, knowing the utility, knowing the longevity, and just the pure art of this mini. Like, this will live in some kind of diorama display when I have space for all of my crafts in some future D&D room, because this is one of the most impressive bigatures that I now own. So yeah, this is one of the reasons we are doing more video content through ChasmQuest, because we want to be able to show off all the awesome materials that our patrons and supporters and producers all make possible. It just helps enormously for at the table, not only like positioning, but immersion at the table, so that we're all imagining the same thing. And I have found that adding the dioramas, adding the minis to our bigger, more crucial narrative battles has not taken away at all from the pacing or the like theater of the mind effect that most of season 1 and 2 held. I have found that only as we get higher in levels, now that we're past level 10, that having these visuals, having things to reference in terms of size and lethality is so helpful. And just from like a collector standpoint, it's really fun to own this stuff. I just gotta admit. Okay, well, impressive to say the least. This PC, this enemy, this one played by me, Danger Mom, which is where the name Danger Mom comes from. I am going to be kind and guide you through this world of adventure, but there will be lots of danger at every corner. And you're just a little guy, and these are big guys. So yeah, all right. Thank you so much for coming to this unboxing. I am excited to do more of these. I think I learned a little bit about unboxing the smaller ones. I might need to I brought you into this world, I can certainly take you out. That is the Danger Mom motto. That is my MO. But yeah, I think I learned a little bit about showing off some smaller minis. I might need to find a way to feature their details a little better. The bigatures, though, they speak for themselves. All right, y'all. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday night and a good rest of your week. And may the joy of these new minis carry you through the rest of the work week. And as always, stay rowdy. I'll see you next week as we interview Noah Perito from Try Not to Die for a Bye Danger Mom. As we interview Noah, and we are reprising our Slide Behind Our Damn Screen, a previously Patreon-only podcast interview format. So I'm excited to bring that to the Twitch. But yeah, bye-bye. Hope you all have a great rest of your night.